name is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited because we are doing a reading vlog today. This is gonna be a little bit of a reading vlog mixed with a little bit of a week in my life kind of deal. So you're gonna see, you know, what I'm doing every day, and it's gonna be a fun week. It's actually my birthday week. My birthday is tomorrow. Me and my mom are gonna be doing some exciting things in Elora tomorrow since she has the day off. And the book we are reading and starting today is Tangled Up In You by Christina. I've talked about this book a little bit on my channel already. I'm really excited for it. If you do not know, I'm a huge Disney fan, so having this book here, Tangled Up In You, with my favorite movie, Tangled, is really fun and exciting for me. I really can't wait to read it. Christina Lauren is also one of my favorite authors, and I'm just really excited to get started. This cover is so cute and adorable. I just have on my comfy clothes today. It's a little bit colder outside, so I literally just have on like a matching sweatsuit and tank top. I do have a job interview later today also, so we're gonna be doing that, but in between we are going to be reading. I assume many of you are familiar with the Tangled story, Rapunzel's story, so I'm not gonna get too far into it, what the back says in that, because I'm sure you can figure it out. But on the back it says, she has a dream, he has a plan, together they'll take a leap of faith. Really cute. So just opening it up. Tangled. I am obsessed with the dedication in this book. This book is dedicated to every other wildly beating fangirl heart out there. Really cute. So this book is 309 pages long. We'll read a bit today, a bit tomorrow. That might be it. It might only take us probably 2 days. That seems to be a good amount average for me. But I have this, my drink of the moment. It's just my morning iced coffee. Let's read a little bit and get started. I'm not usually huge on annotating, but I do have a purple pen, a purple highlighter, and then these little tabbies here that I think would be really adorable for this. And I mean, I'm already obsessed with this book, so I want to write in it. Okay, just the first line alone. Fragile morning sun sent its thin golden fingertips dancing across a fresh blanket of snow. She could have said, it's a sunny, snowy day. But no. The sun sent its thin golden fingertips dancing across a fresh blanket of snow. The book starts out with Ren going off to college. She's not there yet. I'm only on page 6. So still in the very beginning stages of it, but she's telling the story of how she got accepted into the college and how she's really worried about leaving her family and the homestead behind, and how she doesn't know how they're going to fare without her, essentially. Her cat's name is Pascal. So I'm really glad that they included that in here. But her parents seem interesting and a little narcissistic so far is the vibe that I'm getting. They didn't want her to go to college. She was homeschooled her whole life, and they made her promise that if she ever felt the modern influences pressing on her, she'd tell them immediately, to avoid technology, avoid the internet. She's not allowed to tell people the location of the homestead or the specifics about their way of life, which definitely tells me that they're hiding something. It's one thing if they were so like, do not go use the internet, like don't do that, don't use technology, whatever. But the fact that they're also hiding their way of life, I'm like, what are they hiding here? I'm gonna keep reading and update y'all in a bit. Recently, Cody has discovered my reading chair, and I was literally sitting here. He came over and meowed at me to get out so he could sit down. Yeah. We are on page 34. She has her orientation, and the person who is orienting her before her first day of class is Fitz, who is presumably going to be the male lead, kind of like Eugene. Fitz is very smart. He's known as like the campus bad boy, but also like the smartest person on campus. He did try hitting on her and asking her out during the tour, but she said no because her parents said, you know, you can't go out with anyone. But I did highlight this really cute line, and Fitz is describing her hair, and he says, "It seems alive somehow, a kind of golden that appeared metallic in the rare glimpses of the sun they'd have so far." We're on chapter 5 already. They're really short chapters, which I really enjoy in a book, and it is getting into the dual perspective now too, which I really love. I'm on page 50, and there's definitely a little bit of an enemies to lovers kind of scenario going on here. Fitz, the male lead, is not a fan of Ren at all, even though the whole school loves her. He says the world's essentially going to like swallow her whole. She's not going to do good out there. And then it was also revealed that Fitz has a criminal record, and they agreed to get rid of it if he finished top of his class, which of course Ren is now threatening. I am about 100 pages into the book, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I do feel like when I'm reading it, it feels like the plot's moving really fast, but the fact that we're like a third of the way done, I feel like we haven't really gotten too far into the story yet. But Fitz and Ren are on a road trip together, and essentially Ren caught Fitz cheating, and then he agreed for her not to tell anyone to take her on this road trip to Nashville. In the movie, Flynn takes Rapunzel to see the lights, and in this story Fitz is taking her to see her dad. So there's a lot of parallels, but it is also its own unique story, which I really love. I'm gonna see how far I get tonight. I'm thinking I'll probably get another 50 pages or so in, probably about halfway through, and then we'll finish it tomorrow. Good morning. Today is August 13th, which is very exciting because that means it's my birthday.
So I'm just gonna tell you, it's my birthday!
I am actually all ready to go swimming. Me and my mom are going to be spending part of the day at the Elora Quarry, which is, I don't think it's a provincial park. I think it's just like a conservation area, but it's an old quarry that's turned into a swimming area, and it's in the town of Elora, which has some of the cutest little shops and such, so we're gonna be wandering around there too. I'm really excited. We're here! We had an awesome breakfast at this little family-owned spot around the corner. So delicious, very filling, which is awesome. And now we are officially at the Elora Quarry, which I've never been to before. It's supposed to be beautiful, and little spots to swim, and I can read my book today. It's gonna be a good time. Next day, and I just finished Tangled Up In You. To be honest, I had a really not so awesome day today. It was really bad, so I didn't vlog any of it, but I'll give you my thoughts on Tangled Up In You, and then we can go on to reading our next book. I love this. I ended up giving it a 4-star, and I think the thing I enjoyed about this most is comparing it to the movie. There are so many parallels and similarities to the Disney movie Tangled that you see in this that just made me just so genuinely happy, and every time I caught one I was like, oh, a little Easter egg kind of deal. I did highlight a few little passages in here. So on page 147, Ren and Fitz are talking about what they would bring to a deserted island, and Ren says she would bring a cast iron frying pan, which is really fun. They go to this restaurant slash bar slash motorcycle bar called the Screaming Eagle, which is very reminiscent of the Snuggly Duckling. And then I also just highlighted this passage in here, which is kind of one of my favorite quotes in the book, and it's when Ren is talking to the custodian at their college, and she says, "Custody comes from the Latin root custos, which means guardian. That means that you take care of this building and everyone should be grateful for what you do. And I think that was really, really cute and just shows how genuine Ren is as a person. 4 stars, really, really solid read. If this was not a Tangled retelling, it probably wouldn't be that good of a book, but looking at it from the perspective that it is a Tangled retelling, 10 out of 10. I adored this story. We're still going in the Meant to Be series, and on Kindle Unlimited is If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. This is the only one of the 4 books on Kindle Unlimited, but I decided to pick it up to see if I really do enjoy the rest of the series. If I enjoy this one as well, I may go pick up the other 2. Also, just so I can keep up to date with the whole series, and honestly, I'll probably read them as they come out if they are fairy tales I'm interested in. So, I don't know what to expect from this one. It is definitely going to be a Cinderella retelling. As we can see, If the Shoe Fits, I feel like it's kind of fitting for the first book in the story to be a Cinderella retelling, since I feel like that's what a lot of stories tend to do for fairy tale retellings. Everyone thinks of Cinderella right off the bat.
I'm kind of obsessed with this book so far. It is like a very basic retelling of a Cinderella story. It has the same plot structure, just like the Tangled one did. I feel like Cinderella stories are just way more overdone. So there's this girl, Cindy, who after finishing college moves back in with her stepmother after her father passed away. She has 2 stepsisters, and they also have 3 triplets, and the triplets' names are Mary, Gus, and Jack. So kind of like the mice in Cinderella. As for the stepsisters and the stepmother, they don't seem like evil at all by any means. Like, they actually seem really genuine nice and seem to have a good relationship with Cindy. I think honestly Cindy's a little rude to them, in my opinion. Like, they just kind of want to provide for her, especially the stepmother, and she's just kind of ignoring all of it and said some really like quippy, rude things. So, the 2 stepsisters and Cindy are going on this reality TV show modeled after The Bachelor, and it's called like Till Midnight or something. We just got to the part where they are just getting to the house for the show. Cindy's making a couple friends. She just met her roommates. One of her roommates seems not so great, but the other 2 seem pretty cool, and they're about to go meet the suitor, who I think is going to be the guy she met on the plane coming back from New York. She's also a fashion designer. That's what she went to school for in New York. Is fashion design, and specifically shoes.
I have my nice lighting set up since I just finished filming a different video, and I wanted to finish out this vlog and discuss If the Shoe Fits with you all, which is the 2nd book in the Meant to Be series. So I finished If the Shoe Fits yesterday, and honestly, I ended up rating it 3 stars. It just wasn't the book for me. I wouldn't say by any means it's a bad book. In no way, shape, or form would I say it's a bad book. It had a lot of tropes that I was not a fan of, including insta-love. I didn't really like that. It was essentially like The Bachelor come true, where this couple literally fell in love with The Bachelor and in no way, shape, or form seemed realistic. They were like, I love you. And I was like, you've been on 1 date. You've spent like 5 hours together total. Like, I just didn't really understand it. The ending itself too felt very, very off to me. I thought he was going to, like, trying to say it without spoiling it. I thought he was going to come get her and they were gonna, you know, do this and the happily ever after, and it just didn't end up happening that way. And what ended up happening, I was just like, oh, okay. Overall, honestly, not my favorite book. However, I will be trying out the books in the rest of the series. I do like the way that they are by different authors, which is why I will be continuing to pick them up, because they're all written in different ways with a very different take on the stories themselves. So although I was not a fan of If the Shoe Fits, Tangled Up In You was a really, really awesome novel, and I will recommend that to everyone. So I think I'm going to pick up Kiss the Girl next, since I do love The Little Mermaid so much. Obviously, my channel is part of Brooke's world. I adore The Little Mermaid, and then the Beauty and the Beast spin-off after that. And then, of course, any new ones that that come out. I would love to see them do like a Frozen. I think that'd be really cool. A Moana story, Princess and the Frog, any of those I think would be really, really awesome and cool. Princess and the Frog would be an awesome one to come out next summer for like Halloween time. Like if they wanted to release one early August, I feel like they could do a lot with like Mama Odie and Spells and Dr. Facilier, all of that. I think that would be really cool. Anyway, this has been my little reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.